Great. All right. So we are going to be presenting to you guys today about teacher burnout because of the school or the teacher shortages that we have. We are Group 4 Mission Graduation. I am the presenter, Crystal Montgomery. I'll have guest speakers that will be Samaya Porter, Ashley McGuire, Alexis Jones, and Mary Miller. So we are again addressing the teacher shortage. We're going to be focusing on the model for the PMOPs, and we will be helping to fix that, hopefully. By addressing the teacher shortage crisis, teacher shortages are a pressing concern in education, exacerbated by high levels of burnout among educators. This presentation will examine the cause of these shortages, outline our mission to tackle the issue, and detail a strategic plan aimed for supporting our teachers effectively. I will be handling the problem. We'll identify that today. That's the part of the beginning of the PMOPs problem. So I'm going to identify the key issues leading to teacher shortages, such as burnout, lack of support, and inadequate resources. We're going to be focusing on emotional exhaustion. This is really a huge thing, I believe, with the teachers, because there are so many things that come into play when teachers are working with the children, the teachers' parents, the children's parents, the administration, and, having to worry about all of the things that they have to do. So they become emotionally exhausted. They're drained and overwhelmed by the undermining their capacity to interact meaningfully with students and perform well. This weariness can arise from everyday pressures of teaching, the classroom demands, the grading, again, the parents, the grandparents, the children themselves. You also have environments of the school. Maybe that is in a poverty-stricken area where you don't have a lot of support from the community or the parents. You could also have individual stressors, such as your own health. As we age, things happen and you just cannot get around it. So you may face that. You may even face issues where your elderly parents, the teacher's elderly parents, could be having health issues as well, plus raising kids. So there's a lot of things that could go into that. Together, these forms of stress intensify, fatigue, and weaken teachers' ability to sustain engagement and effectiveness in the classroom. We also have this thing called depersonalization. Have you all ever heard of that? I hadn't heard of that until we did this presentation. But it is basically describes the emotional distancing of a teacher that they may adopt towards students, leading to a loss of empathy and weakened connection without sufficient support, whether from administration, peers, or resources. This detachment is magnified by the classroom routine pressures, the testing that they have to do, students with IEPs and things like that. Contextual stress, which is the policy that demands them to have certain things done in the classroom, the problem solving that they have to endure every day. The individual stressors, again, are personal challenges outside of work. Together, these contribute to depersonalization and erode a relational quality, impairing student-teacher rapport and the overall educational experience. Another thing that we are worried about with our problem to identify is reduced accomplishment. So this is basically when a person feels like they're not accomplishing what they're wanting to accomplish in their life altogether. A diminished sense of personal accomplishment can leave teachers feeling inadequate and frustrated, especially when their environment fails to offer the support they need. Under such non-support conditions, teachers may come to believe their efforts aren't making a difference, which in turn saps the motivation and job satisfaction. This decline can be fueled by the three things that I mentioned before: the routine in the classroom, the insufficient institutional backing that they need, the bureaucratic constraints and unsupportive leadership, and of course, your personal struggles and confidence issues, life pressures. All of these combine to erode the teacher's belief in their effectiveness and reduce their sense of fulfillment. I will be bringing in another colleague now who will be helping me with her portion of the project. She's been looking into the mission. Our mission is to foster a sustainable environment for teachers to thrive and succeed in their role. Our team discussed possible solutions such as, and I will introduce you now to Samaya Porter. She will be taking it from here to explain our mission.
Thank you. And so, yes, today we're going to be talking about the challenges contributing to teacher shortages and the benefits of supportive work environment. But I also want to include that our mission is also to empower future educators and help reduce teacher shortage by promoting teacher as valued and supported career. Aspiring teachers play a vital role in addressing this crisis by entering the profession and advocating for better working conditions so that they can make real change. We want to encourage
Absolutely.
schools to invest in mental health resources, mentorship programs, and fair pay so that teachers can stay motivated and feel appreciated. And then going back to the challenges contributing to the teacher shortages are primarily driven by low salaries, insufficient support from administration, excessive workloads, and inadequate educational resources. These challenges significantly contribute to teacher burnout and lead many educators to leave the profession. And
Absolutely.
so, yes, and so for the benefits of supportive work environment, in contrast, a supportive work environment fosters teacher retention. Key elements include fair compensation, administrative support, manageable workloads, and access to necessary resources. These factors can help create a sustainable teaching workforce.
That's right. Completely agree.
And then we also have another mission, which is supporting educators for a sustainable future because their future is definitely important. So we are dedicated to fostering and nurturing and sustainable environment for teachers that prioritizes their well-being and professional growth. So by providing the necessary resources and support systems and opportunities for development, we aim to empower educators to thrive and remain committed to their vocation. I'm sorry.
That is some good information. I totally agree. We definitely want to pull in Alexis now. She's going to be helping us with the objectives, and she's going to help to set clear objectives aimed at reducing teacher burnout and increasing support for educators. Samaya, help me introduce and welcome in Alexis. Say hi to Alexis.
Hey, Alexis. Alexis.
Yes, we can't hear you, Alexis. I'm sorry. Can you go ahead and hit mute? Thank
I
you.
apologize.
That's
Can you
okay.
hear me now? Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Like they said, my name is Alexis. Thank you for introducing me. I was just trying to say, Samaya, as a future teacher candidate, I think that your research is excellent, and
Yeah.
Crystal has greatly identified many things that contribute to teacher burnout. My
Thank you.
portion of our project extends Samaya's work, and that is to focus on our objective, our goals to mitigate teacher burnout.
I think
This
her
includes
Wi-Fi froze. It might have been mine.
this. Can everybody hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
just
I
give
can
me a
hear you.
moment. We had another problem.
Okay. All
Poor
right.
network quality, it says.
Uh, I can still hear both of you guys fine.
Yeah, it's coming back up now. So go ahead and continue.
All right, I apologize for those technical difficulties. So my portion of the project includes our objective, the objective of the PMOPS procedure, and that is goals to mitigate teacher burnout for this project. So this presents proposed solutions to our identified problem of teacher shortages. Those include reduced workload, increased support systems, provide professional development, and enhance teacher well-being. We'll go ahead and begin with a reduced workload. So teachers currently face many various roles, not only primarily educating our students, but they also play, you know, daycare. They tend our children, they keep our children safe, they feed our children, take them back and forth to the cafeteria. They have many administrative workloads. They have first aid even in that situation. So our teachers face a great deal of a workload. And what this proposed solution aims to do is minimize stress and allow teachers to focus on that primary role for educating students. This would be implementing strategies to streamline administrative tasks, and this can lead to a more manageable workload.
Perfect. That's great.
Yes.
So as you can see, our team discussed advantages and disadvantages. Some advantages may include the less workload, which equals less stress, more time spent educating students, and more time to plan lessons and a reduced burnout, while disadvantages could include a need for additional positions, which could be costly. It may require more collaboration and may have societal impacts because of the high cost. Using the risk technique, we created a table with a set criteria, to evaluate each of our proposed solutions. This is the cost, time frame in which it would be implemented, the societal impact, and overall sustainability of the solution. As you can see here, the cost for the solution is high, time frame would be intermediate, societal impact would also be high following the cost, and overall sustainability would likely be low.
I agree.
Me too.
Our next proposed solution is an increase in support systems. This would involve creating a network of resources that teachers can access, including counseling services, peer support groups, and administrative assistance, which can significantly aid in easing the burden of their responsibilities. As Crystal was saying earlier, one of the key things that we identified in our problem is such an extensive workload, and an increase in support systems would increase teachers' resources to tackle that problem.
Agreed.
The advantages and disadvantages we discussed here would be the advantages would be a reduction of stress. It would create emotional support, reduce burnout, and create access to aid. Unfortunately, it is not an immediate solution, however. It would require time to implement and additional training. Our cost would be moderate, while our time frame again would be moderate. It wouldn't take a great deal of time, but it does take some time to implement such an extensive um, solution. Societal impact would be low as our cost would not be great, and our overall sustainability of this proposed solution would be high. It does have a high chance of success.
Good deal. That's what we need.
Yes.
Yes.
Our third proposed solution would be provide professional development. Providing professional development opportunities allows teachers to enhance their skills and their confidence, making them feel more competent and satisfied in their roles. And these opportunities can include workshops, conferences, or even online courses tailored to teachers' needs. As Crystal was saying earlier, again, one of the identified problems in our teacher shortage is a lack of confidence, a lack of resources and aid, and providing professional development would seek to provide those very badly needed resources so that teachers are confident.
That's
Right.
right. I agree.
Those are so helpful. I've been there and done that. So, yes, I agree.
Yes.
And the advantages here would be an increase in confidence, which would provide better quality education for our students. It'd be an increased support for teachers, which would also lead to a reduction of stress. Disadvantages include it could be costly, would require additional training, and could require travel for conferences and such. Therefore, our cost would be high, our time frame moderate, our societal impact also high following the cost, and our overall sustainability would be moderate because of the high cost and high societal impact.
Agreed.
Our final proposed solution would be enhanced teacher well-being. Enhancing teacher well-being involves implementing wellness programs that focus on mental health, physical health, and work-life balance. These initiatives can reduce burnout and promote a healthier, more engaged teaching force. With an improvement in mental health and physical health, our teachers are going to be more engaged with their lesson planning and with their students and provide an overall higher quality education.
You brought up a lot of good points. That's amazing.
Thank you, Crystal.
You're
Our
welcome.
advantages here would be a reduction in stress. It would implement a balance between work and home life, which would also promote mental health and reduce burnout. It would promote engagement. Because of the healthy balance, teachers are going to be more engaged during their lessons and during planning and all of the timely aspects of putting in the work and effort for the teaching position.
Mhm.
Disadvantages here, it could again be costly and it may have high societal impacts due to that high cost. The
Yeah.
time frame would also be moderate, and societal impact again is high and with a moderate overall sustainability.
Okay. Amazing job. Okay, next we're going to be sending this over to Ashley. She has been having some problems with her internet, so we're going to go ahead and disperse this part out so that we can get through this for her. Hopefully she's able to come back in and we can put her information in this location. Her plan is to develop a strategic plan incorporating actionable steps to address the identified problems and needs.
All right. So we're going to be talking about the strategic plan to address teacher shortages, which is a structured approach to combat teacher burnouts and the shortages through targeted actions. And so the first one that we have is the assessment phase. So the assessment phase conduct a thorough assessment of current conditions in schools, including teacher satisfaction and resources available.
Agreed.
And the next one we have is the engagement phase. So the engagement phase engage stakeholders such as teachers, administrators, and community members to gather insights and build support for initiatives.
I love the thought of getting the community members involved. That is so critical.
I do too,
Yes.
Crystal. It's so important, and not many people realize that the community members and families of students are also stakeholders in education.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. And so the next one that we have is the implementation phase. So you will want to implement support programs such as mentoring, professional development, and mental health resources to assist teachers.
Definitely.
And then our last phase is the monitoring phase. So you want to continuously monitor the effectiveness of implemented programs through feedback and evaluations to ensure they meet the teacher's needs.
Great job, Samaya. Thank you for filling in on that one for us. All right, so now we're going to be going to our last process and our plan from the PMOPs, and that is our solutions. Mary Miller is going to be doing that for us, so welcome her in with me, guys. As soon as I get done explaining this, we are to implement innovative solutions such as mentorships, programs, and wellness initiatives to support teachers. Help me welcome in Mary.
Welcome,
Amen.
Mary.
Thank you guys for introducing me. Yes, I am so excited to be the one that got to research the solutions on the crisis of there being a teacher shortage. And obviously, like we've talked about throughout this presentation, it leads to burnout oftentimes. And I've seen it firsthand a lot. As somebody who's going into education, this is so important and it's something that I'm so passionate about. So, yes, I'm glad I got to be the one to do it. So the first thing that I'm going to be talking about is the innovative support solutions, and in this, I really liked the mentorship program or whatever. And from what I found, like it's very beneficial for when older teachers or teachers that are more experienced, help guide those that are coming into teaching. And hold on, sorry, my nose. They are able to guide them through the challenges that they face in the classroom, and it helps those younger teachers become more confident. And these
Absolutely.
experiences can help, like I mentioned earlier, they mentor them, and they can help with them with things that like lesson planning or dealing with those like diverse needs for those students that they struggle with sometimes. So in this aspect, proposed solutions aim to create a more supportive environment for teachers, addressing key areas such as mentorship, which is what I just mentioned, mental health, flexibility, and compensation. Mentorship programs can guide new teachers, while mental health resource providers essential support. I'm sorry. And then flexible scheduling allows for a better work-life balance, and competitive salaries ensure that teaching remains an attractive profession.
Yes.
Flexible scheduling is another thing that I am super passionate about, and I know many others are as well. It's so important for new teachers, especially, to realize that at the end of the day, when their time is to go home, so that can prevent burnout. Because if you spent so much time at school or on weekends constantly doing that job, that just kind of gets old and it just wears you out.
Yes.
And then
Absolutely.
I'm going
Mhm.
to think about the limitations of traditional methods. And in contrast, traditional approaches often face or focus on one size fits all solutions that fail to address individual teacher needs. These methods may include generic professional development that lacks personalization, minimal mental health support, and rigid scheduling that does not accommodate teachers' personal lives. So yes, it is super important to work at a school district or wherever you work to make sure that that school district focuses on you, that you are also a person, and that outside of school that you're a person, and inside as well. So
Yes.
making sure you have like somebody that validates that you have a personal life as well, and that okay, and then salaries that do not reflect the demands of the profession. Such approaches have shown less effectiveness in retaining teachers and promoting their well-being. So this basically just talks about like what not to do, or what is pushing all these teachers away from this profession, and it's just kind of a guide of how to improve as somebody who's looking into the profession or is looking to hire or whatever.
Yeah, I agree.
I definitely agree as well.
I did too. As a teaching candidate myself, I think you're spot on. It's very important to feel valued in any profession, but especially such a demanding profession.
Absolutely.
Um, Next, I'm going to be talking about the implementation strategies using to support these teachers, and I loved each of these. So the first one that I'm going to be talking about is the collaboration with educational institutions, and in this, I kind of went hand in hand with like teacher trainings. I feel like the more prepared you are going into this profession, the more confident you become, which is what you guys have talked about earlier. The more confident
Absolutely.
you are to able to like even in classroom management, the more experience you have with that in your trainings, the more
Absolutely.
you can help your students. So in this, collaborating with educational institution is essential for creating a unified approach to addressing teacher shortages. So kind of like I don't think we've really mentioned it here and there, but the earlier you address, like when you're still in school, like you are Alexis and I am, I'm not sure who else is. The earlier that this is addressed, the quicker it can be to like find a solution, which is what we're doing, obviously, and then the partnership will facilitate resources, sharing, and align strategies across various educational settings. Yeah, I love that one. And then regular feedback from teachers. And I love this one as well. So regular feedback from teachers is crucial for understanding the effectiveness of implemented strategies. Sorry. So what I take away from this is like there like as somebody who is in the role of being a leader or whatever, excuse me, I find it so important for them to constantly do like check-ins with teachers to see how they're doing, especially those new. to this profession, but also those that are new to like teaching a different grade level, because I'm working with somebody currently that worked in this one grade level for years, and this is her first year. So it's so important, like her first year working in a different grade level. So it's
Right.
so important to check in with them as well, just to see how it's going.
Yeah.
And if there is an issue, it can be addressed early, and there can be intervention provided early, so that way it doesn't
That's
become
good.
such a
That's such
issue.
an excellent point.
Yeah.
Yes,
Very good.
and I also agree with that, Mary. I think that's really good, especially because with the teacher shortages, if like you said, if they're used to teaching a particular grade for so many years, they might
Mm-hmm.
feel discouraged to teach another grade because they don't really have that support from, other teachers and things like that. So I definitely think
Exactly.
that would be beneficial.
Good job. We ready to move on?
I think
Yes.
so.
Okay.
And then continuous evaluation of program ensures that they remain relevant and effective. By regularly assessing outcomes and making necessary changes, we can better support teachers and reduce burnout. So yes, this is kind of based off or goes hand in hand with what I just talked about. The more you have like monthly meetings, even like if you have monthly meetings with grade levels or weekly meetings, you just check in to see how it's going. And if there needs to be changes made, then there can be changes made. And that just overall makes the teachers feel more validated, like I've mentioned earlier, and supported. And that can just lead to less burnout, I guess you could say. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a good point. I think it really did touch base on everything. Alexis, do you want to finish us up with all this?
Yes, ma'am.
Go right ahead.
We would ask that you would join us in supporting educators to address teacher shortages driven by burnout. As we've discussed, we do need a multidimensional approach. There is not one specific approach that would solve the burnout teachers experience, as they experience burnout due to multiple reasons. Um, and a multidimensional approach would engage every stakeholder in education. And we would work together to strengthen the organizational support, such as administration, school culture, and resources, professional systems, such as mentoring, professional development, and collaboration, policy and structural frameworks, like workload regulations, funding, and accountability, and then individual supports, like wellness programs, counseling, or work and balancing that work life balance. Our dedication to improving teacher well-being and establishing genuinely supportive environments across all these dimensions is critical to sustaining a thriving educational system.
Wonderful job, ladies. Thank you all so much for joining
Yes.
me tonight. I sure hope that Ashley gets her Wi-Fi and everything straightened out and she can get added into our video. But we appreciate you guys spending this time with us, and we hope that you will come back and join us the next time that we have um, another lesson. So,
Presentation.
yeah,
Presentation.
everybody say
Presentation.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.